get that spell figured out for me.
Okay. Well, just because I promise to do something doesn't mean I actually do it.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, I
so
don't have a
the
plus 10 right now.
Oh no, that's because I haven't updated your characters. So I am going to right now, as we're talking, update your characters while you each go through and tell me what you're most excited about in your about your character. So we'll say that while you are watching the flames and smoke begin to engulf the windmill, and you all sit back and kind of take a rest as you watch the windmill go up in flames. Kind of almost probably, I guess, standing guard, looking to see if any enraged hags come running out, or for the sound of any more screaming children. What is it that you are sitting there, maybe snacking on, and realizing that in this moment of defeating this great evil that you have grown and developed in yourselves as your character. So let's go ahead and have everyone roll for initiative, and that will be the order in which you go about.
I'll just go first.
Oh, you're just going to go for because you already know. Well, go ahead somewhat and start going first. That's fine.
So for
Screw that
someone,
noise. We're rolling for initiative.
he's realizing that maybe he can be a little stealthier and more observant, and can take advantage of the other combatants or somebody not witnessing who he is to do a little more damage toward them when they're not paying attention to him.
So deciding to be a little bit more stealthy, which translates to taking a level in rogue. Is that right?
That is right. And be more perceptive, too.
And being more perceptive. So, how much more? Was that a
expertise? I can take 2 things. I chose perception and stealth.
I hate it. All right.
Yeah. So now my passive goes to 20 for perception.
Dumb. All right. Wait. Your passive perception is 20.
Yeah.
Fine.
Isn't it wisdom? Isn't it 10 plus your wisdom plus
your your
proficiency twice?
Yeah, that's dumb. That's real dumb. All right. So a plus 11 to stealth now, and a plus 10 to perception. So he can see everything and can't be seen while he does it. And he's got 2d6 to add to his dumb damage.
I think it's 1. At level 1 and 2, it's just 1.
Oh, is it?
If I remember correctly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Now you're making me think about it. I thought it was only 1.
I want you to think about
it. If it's 2, I'll love that even more, but...
Let's look at your features.
Yeah, it's only 1.
Good. I wouldn't want you to have...
Just 2 more levels, and then it becomes 2d6.
Fine.
And something else with being assassin.
Dumb. All right. Who was? Do we have individuals that rolled for initiative?
I thought I did.
No.
All right. Who wants to
No,
be?
it was saying to me that there wasn't a combat thing.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't have
Right.
the
I'm
combat
not doing
tracker.
combat thing.
Fine, I didn't put a combat tracker in. So who would? Let's see. Who is next on the? We'll just go by their plus 2.
I would have had a 19.
Done. All right. Who's next for dexterity? So we have a plus. Okay, Wonky Kong is.
We got a 2 and then a 2 on top of that. So for initiative, I rolled a 4.
Okay, let's go ahead and roll some other d20s there. Actually, let me go next to Miev so that way I can remember, since I'm going to be asking her anyway. What was the spell that I said I was giving you? Oh, it was Revivify that you wanted to be able to do, right?
Yeah, and yeah.
And it should be there, but it's not. And so we're going to go ahead and add it to your character sheet.
Ooh.
Dang, I'm not a zealot barbarian. Dang it.
And what other fun tricks has Miev developed?
I got a wild shape improvement.
Ooh.
Which means I get, not that, bear is a bad option by any means. But I have a couple other
What was the name of that animal again?
aurochs.
What is it called?
Aurochs?
And it's A-U...
Yeah, AUROCHS.
All right, I do not have that one plugged in, so I will have to create it. All right.
I've not even ever heard of that.
It is. It's nothing big. It's just a large
I'm assuming
beast.
it's from the oxen family.
Large beast with a 50-foot movement speed and the ability to charge, which means that it can do.
Nice.
It can take. It will. The opponent takes 2d8 piercing damage, and if it has to do a DC Strength 15 saving throw or be knocked prone.
Oh, so Sir Arthur's gonna love that thing. Being right next to it.
Steven will be pissed.
Well, Steven can stomp on the combatant too on the ground. He would have advantage on his stomp as well as Sir Arthur just stabbing him.
No, he would be far too busy making snarky comments about the fact that he wasn't being fully utilized.
Facts.
He's also dead, so...
What am I going to do? Dismiss myself, I guess? I don't know. I guess I'm not...
No, he
Well, the
died.
dead aren't grateful.
Yeah, he got electrified.
Alright. Let me see if I'm able to... Copy. There we go. Let's see if that works. What a dummy dumb creature. I love it. Alright, who's up next? It'll be Sir Arthur based off the way that
Oh, does he get overprotection? Oh, I'm standing by Jason from here. Sir Arthur on here on out with everything.
unless he's got something glowing on him.
Yeah, so Sir Arthur is just happy and thankful that not only did we take care of these hags, but we saved the children that were held captive. And yeah, gained Aura of Protection, which is awesome.
Which is very nice.
Oh, my
Very
spell list shrank.
Your spell list shrank?
Yeah.
That's not good.
Well, I mean, no, all of my spells are there, but it was set up so I had, like, all of the druid list in there.
Maybe something that you can toggle on and off, like
Okay,
prep
I'll look at
spells
it.
versus
It might be.
prepared spells versus known and all that kind of stuff. So, all right,
It's easier to look at this way.
yeah, than having everything there.
It was a little chaotic.
All right, who is up next?
That's me.
It's me.
Uh,
Hi.
Pinion feels really bad, actually. Pinion feels bad because he lit the windmill on fire and realized that there were so many cool things in there that they didn't have a chance to go through and look at and take with them and maybe study. Uh, and so he feels bad about that. But he feels pretty good because now he understands Barovia a little bit better. And so he actually gets to do one extra infusion. So he can have 2 infusions on him right now, and we can keep the infusion on Somewhat's bow. And he got to learn, since he's level 6, he got to learn the radiant weapon infusion. So it makes it still magical, but it can do some other cool stuff. Possibility of blinding a target, helps with invisibility. So yeah, he feels good that they saved the kids, but he does feel bad and apologizes to the group about, lighting the hag hut on fire.
They were cooking children in there and grinding their bones. What's there to feel bad about for burning it?
Because we could have taken their cool stuff.
Their cool instruments to grind children into bone flour and make pastries out of them?
For sure.
Oh. I'm not saying that we were going to take their recipe book. I'm just saying that there could have been some cool stuff, man.
Yeah, but as a group, we decided we were burning that thing down.
We did
That's
all
true.
agree to it.
All right, then
Yeah.
he feels a little bit better.
So there's like this after action review happening outside of the windmill and kind of a critical incident debriefing and Pinion feeling better about as the group grows stronger together, in knowledge that when they work together, they do not they make decisions collectively and take on the consequences collectively. So outstanding. All right, I have a lovely little new individual.
What did Rovan get?
He levels differently than y'all, so he's still the same. He's sneakier than you are, but other than that, he has stayed the same. All right.
One step closer to puberty.
It is as the windmill. Hold on, let me finish. Am I going to be able to get up in here? Come on. Let me up. There we go. Let me up. Let me up. Let me up. All right. Boom. All right. The Auroch is now available in the wild shape folder, so you'll be able to slap that sucker down when time comes, and you're watching as the windmill begins is burning down. It's actually quite beautiful as the smoke mixes with the ever-present mist, and the sun begins to set. And you realize that you're not going to be able to get to Vallaki before sunset, and Rovan has told you that the gates close during the evening and they don't allow anyone in. He's like, well, we can go to the Vistani camp, which is outside, but also Vallaki, they don't like the Vistani much. So if we go in, I'm gonna go in disguise, but just to make sure that I'm not giving you guys any bad credit or anything, but I have friends inside. But we're gonna have to find a place to camp out tonight.
Well, I wanted to look for perhaps the stone circle that was supposed to be over here before we leave, anyways. So
what's interesting is as you are looking around for this stone circle, you do spot it, and there are these monoliths protruding, and you can get some idea of what the age might be. It is centuries old. These rock formations that are sticking out, and at the top of the rock formations, there is, as the sun is setting, there is the flicker of a campfire.
When you say somewhat, you want to go a sneak peek?
What am I looking for?
Whatever the heck is going on over there, that there's a fire out there. Do you want him to spell it out?
What's going on with that campfire?
Sure.
Not a fire
We're
we
in
started.
Barovia, man. Come on. You know, anywhere we go, odds are we're going to get attacked.
it seems like an odd place to camp in the middle of a circle. So it would be interesting to know who is camping there.
26 for my stealth.
With your 26 for a stealth, you are. It's difficult to actually to find much for cover in this opening and this clearing, but the combination of your gloom stalker and stealth skills are kind of intermatching. So one of the interesting things that is a closely held secret is that some of your Gloomstalker ability comes from unique fabrics that you use in your cloak, and also some magical rituals that you have undertaken, which were quite painful in order to affect some of your skin. So under the properties that most creatures of the night use to be able to look, your skin and your clothing does not react in the same way. In a modern world, we would say that it is UV blocking, but nobody in Barovia says that, and nobody back home says that. It's just that you have worked your way into being able to break up the way that you are seen through the light that is seen by dark vision. Those same properties, though, also assist you with being able to break up your form as you are. It's almost second nature for you to be able to move and keep yourself hidden in a way that you are able to disappear even with a limited amount of cover. As you approach the campfire, you see that it is more than just a random fire lit. That there is actually a pot of boiling stew that smells incredible, and also a basket with freshly baked bread and 2 bottles of dragon fruit crush wine in the basket. There is no other indication of anyone around.
I want to go closer and grab the wine.
As you get closer and grab the wine, you do notice a note in the basket.
Oh, I'll grab the note.
Okay. Did you open the note?
Yes.
All right.
And I'm going to take damage. So that's okay.
As you open the note, like a annoying birthday card that I would likely get my mother.
It has an alarm on it.
There is the sound of what is written on the note that starts to emanate, and it says, "My dear friends, I greatly appreciate your help in bringing to me my beloved Irina. I have decided, due to her insistence, that she not remain my captive, and she has also asked that I forgive and forget the terrible, outrageous insult that you gave to the lord of this land by attacking me, and says that you all only had her best interests at heart. She is now still under my watchful eye, but free to live in Vallaki. Please turn over for next sight." And you turn it over, and the note continues. "I would like to invite all of you to be my guests for a lovely dinner at Ravenloft Castle, my home, in 2 nights' time by sunset. You will not be harmed. I give you my word." And that's where it ends, and it is signed Lord Z, which I believe stands for Lord Strahd von Zarovich.
Does the wording and all that? Well, I mean, I guess does it stay, or I'll just go tell them.
Yeah,
I'll take the whole entire.
Yeah, actually, if you close it and open it again, it starts over again.
It starts over?
Right. And if you don't actually close it, it continues to go over and over and over again.
Broken record.
But there was not a glitter bomb attached to it, which is nice.
I'll just tell the people to come over, because there's nobody here. And then Strahd left a message.
All right.
For Pinion. I'll say it's for Pinion, so he'll have it.
Excellent, excellent.
Pinion's going to ask Miev what we're doing with this circle.
Miev's not like entirely sure, except that she feels like she's supposed to be here. And there's something about a gem. And a raven, who I think we might have found.
Go ahead and do a history or arcana check if anyone is proficient. Anyone who's proficient, kind of looking around at this interesting spot.
Come on. Well, my arcana sucked.
Yes, but you rolled a 3 and you still got a 10. So we'll.
I mean, I rolled a 6 and got 6.
Right. See, exactly. So Pinion, with your investigation check, arcana check, excuse me, looking around, it's not immediately apparent to you what's going on, and you're thinking about it analytically, like, oh, what does this place do, right? And kind of seeing it purposefully, which is why at first you don't get it, right? But because your mind is always active, and once you've given it a problem, it is constantly trying to solve it. The thing that keeps coming to your mind is that this place feels like a wound. that the way that the mist interacts with this small knoll of a hill, and the way that it almost seems like an epicenter for whatever disease infected Barovia. And with you and me of kind of going back and forth and discussing, it's like I feel like I have to be here. There's something about a gem, but it seems that this is a location that if this was the epicenter of whatever went wrong in Barovia, then this might be some place where the healing of Barovia would be likely to happen.
Okay. Jason had a 14, it looks like, on history.
Yeah.
So, Jason, you got it. Does Sir Arthur think anything else about it?
So, Sir Arthur, you have heard things about Barovia in your studies at the monastery, where you had made a promise to become one that hunts darkness, and they're in trying to find out who had killed your family, which is a distant memory. Something that you don't often disclose is how young you were at the time, and how most of the memories that you have of what happened come to you as dreams. All you knew is that you were taken in by this monastery and had these memories of your family being destroyed. An interesting thing about the dreams that you have is that oftentimes, like when you see your mother, she doesn't have scales. Sometimes she does, sometimes she doesn't. It is painful how intense and how vivid the dreams are, and yet how elusive the actual images are. But you have tracked down that this had something to do with the with a dread domain that was called Barovia, and that the way that this land had been corrupted had something to do with the, for lack of a better word, molestation of the druid population.
All right.
Any other discussion happening around the fire as you continue?
Should we just camp out here?
Sure can. Will there be any watch assigned, or how are you going to maintain security at this position?
We could put Piston on security.
That was just an open question for the whole group.
Yeah, I would say this is a good spot as I can camp out. You can see a threat coming. It's pretty open.
Does anybody have the spell? Well, I don't want to say this, but alarm would be a helpful spell here, if you have that.
I don't have that readied.
I don't don't have it either.
No.
Sorry,
But
Tommy.
just-
The boy from Iowa just
No, it's
picked
all
it.
good. Piston makes it to where I can't be surprised. So Piston makes it to where people can't have advantage on attack rolls on us by surprise. So I'd imagine that makes him a good sentry.
Which is
We can put him up, and
which is essentially what the alarm spell does is makes it so that you can't have a surprise round acted upon you. Which essentially, like you said, Piston can go into sentry mode.
we'll do that, and then I can do some magical tinkering, maybe to if somebody gets within 5 feet of it, it starts to make a sound. I can put 4 of those up.
What are those? You have
Magical tinkering,
You have trip flares.
kind of.
That's what they sound like.
Hold on, where's it at? Magical
Things like
tinkering.
from
There we go.
From like Predator, that the hogs go after and they just launch straight in the air after tripping over them.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's quite like that. It's just. Hold on, I'm trying to bring up the. Close that out. Lord, why are you lagging? All right. But I can touch any normal item, and I can do up to 4, and I can have it either cast light for bright light for 5 feet, and then dim light for another 5. I can cast it. I can make it do like non-verbal sounds like chirping or animal sounds. Or have it do a smell. Yeah, so I figure, and I can put messages on it to either be spoken or read. So I feel like that's something that we can use to our advantage.
And I would say that
Gives us a little bit wider.
That becomes a kind of a standing procedure that you do whenever you are out and about is setting out those. There are. Go ahead and roll a survival check. Pinion.
Yep.
I don't think we're surviving, guys.
No. So what your survival check indicates is how tactical your positioning of the noisemakers are. So, in this instance, you're excited to be able to employ this skill that you have, and you just set it out north, south, east, and west, right? And then in kind of in the assessment, if your survival check had been a little bit more successful, you might have realized, oh, hey, here's a small animal trail that someone would be likely to approach our position from. I should have set one there instead, or there's that area that we really can't see very well that's down in that ditch. I should have set one down there in the ditch that we can't see. But you're a novice right now at security. It's not survival is not your tactical survival is not your forte. So you set out your noisemakers. They'll be effective, but not as effective as the best employment of them. But they're successfully employed, and you have your security dog and you have your security noisemakers that are out. The location is fairly secure, and you feel like you'd be able to camp out pretty easily. Does everyone stay, I'm guessing, pretty close together though as they lay out their bedrolls?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see any point in spreading too thin.
In order to avoid exhaustion, though, there is the need to take off gear, like armor or to be able to set down weapons. So, Sir Arthur, when it comes to how you lay out all of your various accessories and readiness for battle, is Sir Arthur one that just lets it all flop onto the ground, or does he have a setup that he always makes sure that he employs and has? What does he have access to first? Is it a shield, a sword, or
shield and sword are closest by to have at the ready, but then armor's somewhat neatly close by, so that way it's like I'm not kind of scrambling trying to pull things together and get ready. It's at least okay. Grab my weapon shield if need be, or otherwise like okay, one piece of armor, next piece, and everything's ready to go.
All right. And for Miev, what's your relaxing attire, and how do you position your equipment?
So I feel like she does like a sponge bath and then kind of wrings out her clothes and then gets dressed. And she only has leather armor, so that's probably pretty darn close to the bedroll. And her singular kind of weapon is far less important than her armor and her wild shape and her spellcasting. So she's far less concerned about weapons than her armor.
What does Miev use as a spellcasting focus?
Totem looks like.
Okay. Do you have any idea of what that totem is like?
I really haven't given it any thought.
All right. We'll see if we can.
It's probably something from her druid enclave.
One thing that could be utilized is the amulet that you had received when you were younger.
So that's right.
So we'll go ahead and go with that. The amulet of the Mistwalker. All right. And for Pinion, what's his bedroom routine? What's his pajamas look like?
Well, he's got the cast off armor breastplate, so he can take that on and off just with an action. So he takes that off, obviously, and he has the warhammer right by it. Then he's got a lot of the other stuff. He'll have his tinkerer's tools normally on his person or right by, almost like he sleeps with them under his pillow, just so he
has them on his chest.
Yeah, and so, but yeah, he essentially he's good. He lays his armor in his warhammer right there, tinkerer's tool, then everything else is in pistons, saddlebags.
Excellent. Nice. So that everything's kind of ready to go if he needed to get up and run with, and Piston would be able to carry any of the equipment and stuff.
Hey man, when a good idea hits you, you got to be ready to go.
One of the things that you were able to bring from the village of Barovia is you have several of the wolf pelts that you had kept, and there might be someone in the town of Vallaki that would be able to trade some equipment for, and also realizing that what you're about to head to a town, kind of taking inventory of what your finances look like as far as being able to buy things or to be able to get room and board for the evening. And after being on the road as long as you have been, you're all starting to smell yourself. The idea of a sponge bath was definitely a good one. But man, you all are craving an actual bed with a mattress and a blanket. Somewhat. What's your bedtime routine? So, other than seeing everything and not being seen, do you like build a hide position, or is it just?
No, that's kind of just like on Troy, what Brad Pitt's character does. You know how he has his armor there, his weapons is perfectly next to it, everything just like in a pristine kind of like my characters on the spectrum, but of how his armaments and everything are all in order and all balanced and everything, just right there.
So everything's neatly set where you've organized your Skittles by color.
Yes.
And alphabetized both your Skittles and your M&Ms to make sure that they are at the ready.
Yes.
Good. We are going to go ahead and move our way through the night. We'll have everyone roll a perception check as you are drifting in and out of sleep. There are things to be able to notice. All right. Let's start with Miev. We'll go in reverse order. So, you notice that as the evening continues and you are getting to bed, it is somewhat restless as the sound of wolves is all around. The wolf population is large, and kind of listening for anything that is, after having fought the werewolves, there's kind of the awareness of if there's any distinction between the two that you can notice if one sounds more humanoid than the other, and that's essentially how you drift off to sleep is listening to the sounds of wolves, which does affect your dreaming. Opinion, the same for you as far as it affecting your dreams. Again, you are hoping that you have another dream of what your sister is up to. But the dream doesn't come. Instead, it is a replay of what you had seen before. The calls of the wolves at night, though, begin to overlap into hearing those wolves emanating from your sister. That remembrance of what she looked like and how she reacted to the individuals that were attacking her, and that the appearance of canine-like features and claws that she sprung up out of her hole with, her defensive little hole after blowing open her jail cell door, which you've very much appreciated and are continuing to try to figure out exactly what she utilized in order to create an 8d8 detonation with a 10-foot radius. But haven't quite figured it out yet because she was using components that you were currently unaware of. But that's how you go to sleep. Sir Arthur, there is moments where you smell evil on the wind. There's just that sense that there is evil around you, and you're often looking toward the embers of the and the glow of the windmill, and don't like the fact that you hate fighting an enemy that can disappear into not only invisibility but unable to be touched. There is nothing more frustrating than an enemy that will not stand and fight. It is a level of cowardice that you would never display. It would be like if you sprouted your wings and flew up so that something couldn't attack you. It's unthinkable. The only thing that you would want to use your wings for is death from above, right? But
that's right.
There is constantly the sense that you are being watched and evaluated. But the difficult thing is, even when you get up and stretch your legs and kind of and look around, there is nothing. There is no movement that alarms you. There is no there trying to find whatever it is that is watching you is elusive. Somewhat, you sleep with one eye open, clutching your pillow tight. But what interests you is, out of the corner of your eye, you continue to see the mist rolling, and as it naturally does, but there is an unnatural movement. You feel the wind, you feel the breeze, and there is a section of mist that is not behaving correctly. And it comes closer to the camp. Unlike some of the others, you have the opportunity to be able to interact with that which is has suddenly caught your interest as you move in and out of sleep. But there is no reaction from Piston. There's no reaction from the alarms that have been set. But you notice this collection of mist that is, again, moving. It's attempting to move naturally, but you notice that it's not, and it is coming closer. What is Somewhat's reaction? Is it one of continued observation, or do you kind of get up and keep your eye on it?
I kind of want to get up and keep my eye on it.
All right. So sitting up in your bedroll and intently looking in that direction, go ahead and make another perception check with advantage.
$24.
I see that.
He's perceptive. We like him.
All right. It seems like the more that you try to look, the less that you're able to see. It's like trying to. It's like trying to track a game of like a shell game in the town square, except that the shyster that is trying to win other people's money is doing it with white cups in a snowstorm, and the ability to track that movement becomes obfuscated by the amount of movement all around it. You are not able to keep track of where that movement of mist has gone. And right behind you, there is suddenly... Are you having trouble sleeping? And as you turn, there is Strahd von Zarovich crouched down behind you, also looking in the same direction that you are, hunting for whatever is moving in the mist. He rolled a 26.
No, I just sat up randomly. Thought I saw something, you know.
Indeed, there is much to see. We should be careful not to wake the others, don't you agree? Go ahead and roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh god.
Oh, shit.
All right. You are very.
I was gonna agree with them anyways, but
you are very. All right. Well, he does make a good point, and he seems like a pretty good guy, right? It's nice to have a second pair of eyes while on watch, especially with that weird mist creeping around. That would be. It's so. I am interested. Perhaps you can help me. How did you come to Barovia?
First I was dragged by Maev helping Tatiana, I think was the bartenders that thing. We all kind of just went, and then we just drifted into the mist.
This Tatiana, the bartender from your world.
Yes.
How well did you know her? Make an insight check. With the flash of his teeth and the intensity of his eyes, he seems to be asking a question that any paranoid, delusional, obsessive, and very toxic male would be asking of any other male about a woman that he's obsessed with. Not how well did you know her. That question is more, have you ever touched her, and do I need to rip off whatever hand, finger, lip, or other appendage that has ever touched my dear Tatiana.
She was just a local bartender, that's all I know.
I am only curious. I appreciate your candor. Did you ever touch her? And there is a compulsion of wanting to give him whatever information he desires. Do you ever remember touching her?
No, I don't think so.
And you are compelled to answer such that. How does someone actually answer that question with the recognition of him asking in a masked, threatening way?
The only way she would have, or if I would have, or she would have touched me was when she gave me a drink at the local thing and we exchanged currency.
Excellent.
It would have been it if we happened to bump hands at that point.
How well do you know Sir Arthur?
Who?
Sir Arthur, the brightly colored dragonborn.
I don't know, you can go wake him up if you want to. If you want to know about him, I don't know.
I think we have.
I just met these guys.
Everyone can go ahead and
Just met 'em all.
Everyone can go ahead and do a perception check with a DC 15, as somewhat, maybe even against his charming state, seems to be talking louder than he needs to. Even though he agreed not to wake people up. So, BF, a pleasant dream.
I feel like the dog would have done something.
A pleasant dream.
True.
Miev, go ahead and roll again with for your advantage. But there is no threat.
Oh, that's true.
I like that one better.
That is better. All right, so everyone kind of like wakes up to to the sight of like Strahd laying down next to somewhat with his arm perched up and somewhat kind of bent up at the waist, and seemed to be having a pleasant chat in the moonlight, kind of looking up at the stars and just pondering life. Oh, I apologize. It seems that our conversation has awoken some of our friends. I merely stopped by to make sure that you had enjoyed the gifts that had been provided and to see if you would be able to RSVP to dinner.
Maybe.
We are a desolate maybe. Excellent. The Lord of the Land invites you to dinner, and as a gracious host, and you give him a solid maybe. That is fine. I am actually most interested in having Pinion join for dinner, and perhaps he will be able to help me with finding a certain individual who is both a danger to herself and to others that I am currently pursuing. I would like, if when she is found, that there not be any hostilities where accidents happen whenever trying to take into custody a individual who has acted against the interest of the country. It is often better to have a family member that is able to talk the individual down and get them to come in peacefully. Is that something that you would
gosh, if I didn't know any better, it sounds like you're talking about Penelope.
Indeed.
Where is she?
She recently left Ravenloft in the company of a very dangerous individual.
She was kidnapped?
She may be cooperating with this dangerous individual, which, of course, then becomes a danger for her. I'm sure that you understand the dilemma that I am in.
Well, she's a pretty smart one, so I trust her, but I'll keep my eye out for her. I want to find her, too.
Well, it will be easy for me to find her. It will be less easy to bring her in a state where she would still be able to provide information. That is my greatest concern.
Alternately, if you held her in prison in the first place, why would she want to go with you? Versus if she knows, her brother, why don't we just go get her in the first place?
Mama Bear has a good point.
That's what he's asking us to do.
Indeed. It would actually be very easy to have her come in if she were to learn that her brother was alive. And here in Barovia, she would likely do anything to see him again. No matter what she might think about the way that he abandoned her.
Wait a second. And abandon her?
I am only the messenger. That is what she believes.
Well, tell you what, you told me you know where she is. Where is she?
My scouts are currently ascertaining her exact location. She was last seen moving near the village of Valaki, which I believe is your next destination, is it not?
I think so.
I have a friend in Valaki that would be very trustworthy for you to be able to talk to. His name is Vasily von Holtz, and he is under my employment. I would say that if you need a guide or a friendly face, he would be one that you could reach out to. And you would also be able to talk to Irina as well, but I would maybe give her some privacy. The last meeting that she had with you was very traumatic.
Yeah, I seem to recall you being the major part of the trauma in that meeting.
I say that it would have gone better had you not been there, but we can agree to disagree.
That sounds like an excellent idea.
It is a shame what happened in this place.
Are you talking about here, the stones?
Indeed. Druids, and when he speaks the word druid, it is like he's using the D word. It is not a. It's something that comes through clenched teeth with the fact that he has those elongated canines. It comes off somewhat odious. Druids are not.
As you see, like the bear in Maya's face, just like, just there, almost on its way out.
There's a rumbling inside of her, and you're like, "Oh, is it about to happen? Is it about to happen?" Just a bristling over her skin. That suddenly there's just like little like. She needs to shave her legs for sure. There's just druids are a very untrustworthy lot. They have more concern sometimes for the plants and animals than they do for actually serving people. But I have interrupted your sleep. I only wish to again cordially invite you to my home, which will be ready in 2 days' time. I would recommend voluntarily taking me up on this offer. And as he looks over all of you, suddenly he begins to become translucent, and then almost dissolves into mist, and that section of mist begins to float away at first in the wind, and then takes a turn toward the almost ever-present spires of Ravenloft that can be seen even against the glow of the night sky. And it feels for a moment as if you are again alone.
Well, that guy's a big dick. But man, he has an exit.
Well, I hate that guy.
Rovan, who was snoring the entire time that this interaction was going on, pops up and is like, "Who's a dick? What's going on? Are we under attack?"
You just missed the gassy guy, Strahd. Strahd? Strudel.
The mist comes back. Strahd.
Him.
So how long till we get to the city of Vallaki? Is that it?
Vallaki is going to be about a 4-hour trip. Right now, you in being able to kind of figure out it's probably about 4 hours until first light. It doesn't seem like it would be good to travel this land in the dark. You can absolutely do it, or you could wait for first light.
And
I think we
long
wait.
would it take us to get to Ravenloft?
How long would it take you to get to Ravenloft? So Ravenloft is back the other direction, and it's about 2 hours to the gates that you saw the carriage go flying past you, and about a 2-hour trek up the hill. It is.
So about.
Yep.
Okay.
One thing that is stated in the letter as a postscript is, "I will send my carriage for you." And it seems that wherever you are, that carriage is going to show up, and you will either be able to get into it or decline the offer to get in. So you can go as far as you want to in Barovia and still make dinner pretty easily.
Okay.
I think we hit up Vallaki in the morning, get some sleep, hit up Vallaki in the morning, and then we still got other places to hit up. Like, what was it? The Snowy Peak and
The Wizard Tower. We're looking
the
for
Wizard Tower. Yeah. Stalenka Pass, maybe.
Yeah.
Salinka Pass. I would say, finding some. I think, guys, we got to go. If we go into town, we can find information in town about some of the places that we're looking for. I mean, I don't know everything. I think I know the tower that they're talking about. Like, here, look at my map real quick, and there is a tower out here on this lake. And I know
I don't
that
even remember why we're going to the tower, just so we're supposed to go there. It's probably here somewhere.
Tower in the snow.
Supposedly we can find the location of something if we go to the Wizard's Tower. I don't know what the location is, so that's the thing, but...
There's a thing in the thing with the stuff.
Yep. That's kind of how a lot of my notes are looking right now.
Put into the Curse of Strahd the previous note that had been, go to the tower in the snow, there is what you seek. There's also a talk of the card of power that power and strength tells of a weapon of vengeance. I see a fallen house guarded by a great stone dragon. Look to the highest peak, and the highest peak is out in this direction, off of the map. That is where you can see a tall peak. Actually, hold on, that's not correct. This is where the tallest peak is, and see what else. You can see the icon for Team Woe as well, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Does anyone know where Team Woe was recently?
They were at least my dream, they were at the jail.
Uh-huh.
Or whatever was holding them. But that was...
Where they find the Revenant Castle?
They did find the Revenant Castle.
Yep.
And there was information that would be of use to you in figuring out where you have to go as well. But this is where Velaki is at. That will be likely your next stop. Go ahead, and I'm going to just roll real quick for some... Okay. All right. After a restless night's sleep, we'll go ahead and I will assign... One of you didn't have a very restful night's sleep. I'm going to roll a d4 to figure out who that was. It'll be Sir Arthur as 1, Miev as 2, Pinion as 3, and Somewhat as 4. So, Pinion, while you tried to sleep after Strahd left, you are plagued by horrific dreams. What is the worst? What is the nightmare of Pinion look like?
Oh, it would be stuff happening to his family. Mom, dad, Penelope, the sister, just them being in trouble and him having to watch but not being able to do anything about it.
Yeah, one of the things that happens in your dream is every device that you have, every weapon that you have, your armor, piston, they all, in the moments that you need them most, fail you, right? They and in a way that is difficult to watch. Like, you call piston and he comes running up and his leg falls off and you pull out your returning hammer and it is slippery and covered in grease and you can't keep it in your hand. Just everything that can go wrong as you try to save your sister from being torn apart by wolves fails you, and this dream happens over and over again. It is difficult to wake you in the morning. Who would be likely to try to wake Pinion as he is sleeping through when you have decided to get up? No one wakes him up. Does everyone just stand around?
I'll wake him up.
Sir Arthur
Yeah.
becomes the mom energy of the group and is getting everyone up and ready in the morning. As he is bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. You can hear him calling out Penelope. How do you wake him?
I just grab him and give him a good shake, try and snap him out of whatever nightmare he's in. It's like, wake up, man! Come on, first light. Need to get on the road.
All right. You see the bags under his eyes, and Pinion, if you look at your character sheet, you will notice that you have 1 point of exhaustion.
Word.
All right, you get onto the road, and just as a awareness with levels of exhaustion, just in case it comes into play. That gives you disadvantage on ability checks, so like, rolling for an Arcana check or rolling for a sleight of hand or something like that. At level 2, your speed will be halved. On level 3, you'll have a disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws. On level 4, your hit point maximum will be halved. At level 5, your speed will be reduced to 0. And if you have another point of exhaustion after that, it's death. Not saving throw death, it's just dead. And right now you have 1 point of exhaustion. So hopefully we can get into town and get that remedied. All right. The road is fairly uneventful as you continue down the Salvage Road, and start to approach the city of Vallaki. As you are getting closer, you watch as Rovin pulls out a small compact container and kind of ruffles through his hair, and suddenly his clothing becomes more muted, and he looks a lot more like a child from the city of Barovia. And he's like, "Do I look depressing? Do I look like emo?" And you look at him, and he does look more depressing, and he doesn't have the same vibrant features that he had a moment ago, and seems to have, whether by just the virtue of whatever he applied to his skin and clothing, or by virtue of a spell, has become a dull looking individual, and not more Barovian and less Vistani.
You look how I feel.
I did too much. I overcompensated. You approached the village of Vallaki in the morning. You realize that there is a palisade around as the road meanders through the forest valley, flanked by dark, brooding mountains to the north and south. The woods thin out, giving way to a small mountain town, surrounded by a large stockade wall. The fog presses against the walls, obscuring the details of the town, and giving it an eerie, oppressive look. At the end of the road stands a pair of sturdy iron gates, guarded by 2 shadowy figures. Half a dozen pikes have been planted in the ground around the outside of the gates, each one with a wolf's head impaled upon it. You hear
My kind of place.
a guard call out, "Halt! Who is it?" Phil, they're not responding. Should we fire? Hold on, give them a second. They're trying to figure out who's going to do the talking. I said, who is there?
Sorry, I'm really tired. It's us. We're just some travelers, and we just need to come in there and maybe get some rest.
What is your business in Vallaki?
We're tired, and we want to come in and rest.
Yeah, we came from Barovia, and we're looking for a vessel.
Vasily.
So
I don't know if you have more than one of those, but we're looking for one of them.
something that we failed to maintain control of, so we'll retcon that for a moment. There are 2 small children and 1 older child,
That's right.
Rovin, with you. Rovin did disclose that there is a orphanage here in the city of Vallaki. These
Also, we found these lost children, and we didn't want to leave them in the woods, and we thought maybe they'd be safe here, so we brought them with us, and we wanted to have them be someplace safe and not in the woods, because the woods are obviously not a safe place for anyone, let alone small children.
It was also very cute to watch as both of the children cuddled up with Sir Arthur and like used his tail as a bed, and Sir Arthur was. Sir Arthur, did you give any issues with that, or did you even notice when they did that?
Nope, I didn't even notice, but when I woke up and saw it, it was a little heartwarming.
Yes, they both slept with a handful of bread after you had given them some provisions, and they felt you gave them bread to eat, but they only ate half of it and kept the other half in their hand with the idea that it has been a long time since they have had food, and they were afraid that there would not be food for them in the morning, and so they wanted to be able to keep it. It reassured them. They have been hiding behind your cloaks as you've been walking. Sometimes they have enjoyed probably riding on piston, but they both make themselves known from behind you with the guards. Ah, I see. Where did you find those kids?
We took them out of the bone mill. We burnt it to the ground and saved the children.
So you're arsonists and you want us to invite you into our town? I'm just kidding.
No, we want you to take the children mostly, but unless you're housing hags, we won't burn anything to the ground.
Hags, you say? All right, open the gates. And they open the gates. The mechanism of the lock you hear open as the grunting of an individual that is opening the gates can be heard from the other side, and you see 2 guards in plate armor holding pikes. Welcome to Vallaki. All will be well. And you begin to walk into the town, and are able to see some of the shops and walkways of the area. There is individuals, although not as depressing as the village of Barovia. The looks of despair are still there, as if you're going through the ghetto of a Russian Slavic government housing. There are, in the morning, people going about their chores. They seem almost dead to the world as they go about their business. The guards close and lock the gate behind you, and there is still, though, a feeling of relief that you are no longer in the woods of Barovia. No longer can you hear the sound of wolves, and even see various banners being taken down for the festival of the Wolf's Head Jamboree that seems to be over now, with gruesome pictures of decapitated wolves' heads that had been the staple decoration of whatever festival has recently happened. Rovan kind of takes a look around and says, it's been a while since I've been in this town, but I do know that there is the Blue Water Inn, which will accept travelers. There is the town square that has shopping available. I think they have a blacksmith, they have a Fletcher, they have an apothecary. There is St. Andrew's, which is the chapel, and Father Petrovich, who usually will have information about what can be done for the kids. So what do we want to do first? We want to grab a bite to eat and make sure that we get a room, or do we want to take care of the kids, or do we want to do some shopping?
I think we should take care of the kids first, because that way we know that they are going to be someplace safer than probably with us.
Yeah, drop the dead weight before we have to drag them around. They'll probably ask us to buy stuff for them too, so let's get rid of them. You're right. That's a good idea, Miev. I think my insight check failed about what your intent was there. You're right. We'll take care of the kids. All right. As you look around, it's not hard to pick out the location of the church that he's talking about. As he looks around intently, trying to figure out where it might be, it becomes fairly obvious to all of you. As you are able to look through the as the darkness pulls back from when I had no vision on, you're able to see a church and actually hear the sound of the parishioners currently inside having a service. The bell tower is accessible through. Oh wait, no, I don't need to. Let's see. So so currently there is, like I said, a service going on. Do you come in through the back and attempt to kind of get in on the service, or do you wait around a little bit for it to be finished?
I think we should go in. All this waiting is making me tired.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and start.
Kind of nonchalantly kind of sneak our way in, not make a disturbance as it's going on.
Yeah, just kind of like stand in the back until it's done.
All right. Everything that I know about now, the question is whether this is a Catholic church or whether it is a Protestant church, on whether you're going to be able to sneak in, or if you are immediately going to be offered a gift basket and have somebody asking for your contact information. Go ahead and we'll have everybody roll a stealth check.
Oh, shit.
All right. Pinion with his, stumbles and knocks and almost knocks something over as he is attempting to get to the door. Like, kind of goes to help everybody else open the door, and almost kind of knocks something over as he opens it, but you are able to get in without causing too much of a disturbance as you walk in. There is, though, a woman in the back of the church that greets you. Can I help you, folks?
Yeah, we were just coming to see the father, but obviously he's in the middle of sermon, so we'll wait until he's finished.
I see, darling. Are you a follower of the Morning Lord?
The Morning Lord. Not personally, but I have heard much good things about him.
She kind of takes another
But we.
look over you, and she's like, "Y'all are outlanders, are you not?"
Yes, we are.
And it seems that this term outlander means from outside of Barovia, which is not something that is seen very often. She says, "Oh, I understand. I understand. You may not be familiar even with the Morning Lord. Most of you outlanders are not, but I have seen an outlander before. So yeah, come on in. Look at these precious little darling children. Let's see. Oh my gosh, you look quite the fright." And she takes the children, tries to take Rovan as well, and Rovan's like, "No, I am emancipated. I do not need to go. I'm good. I am okay." And she kind of nods. And you are waiting for the service to be concluded. As things start to wind down with the service, many of the parishioners remain in their seats, and Father Petrovich moves to the back of the church. You guys can go ahead and move yourselves inside of the vestibule here, and before he actually steps into the church, Rovan says, I'll guard the outside," and stays at the exit of the church. The children have been brought into this room, and the woman who had initially greeted you is in there getting them ready for a much needed bath and perhaps some changes of clothes that may be available. Here in this opening, it's actually called the narthex. The church lobby doubles as a quiet area for prayer and reflection, where visitors can pay their respects to the Morning Lord and honor Saint Andrew by lighting candles. Currently, an elderly woman can be seen kneeling and pray. That was the Vilmina who greeted you at the door there. There is a bust that you can see of Saint Andrew that is there for being able to accept prayers of protection from the darkness. Go ahead and make a religion check.
My book, I think, had some info on the Morning Lord. I'm trying to see if I can find it.
Okay. All right. Even with disadvantage, nice. Even with disadvantage, Pinion is able to look around and and kind of get a feel for what the whole deal is with this church. What is interesting is that the pattern that is on the floor and on many of the tapestries that you see around the church is just so happens to be the same pattern that the scales of Sir Arthur make on his chest, which are also depicted in his armor. And as Father Petrovich comes forward, and the last person kind of coming in the door, being the 7-foot tall dragonborn, you watch as Father Petrovich kind of starts for a moment and says, are you the one foretold? And he looks at Sir Arthur.
Foretold about what?
Indeed. Welcome to St. Andrew. What can I do to be of assistance?
Well, we found some children in the woods. We rescued them from a trio of hags. And we wanted to make sure they had someplace safe to stay, and we thought perhaps this was a good place to come.
Indeed. If it is hags that were hunting you, and you had destroyed them, hallowed ground is definitely the place to be. Did you destroy the entire coven? And
No.
you remark very interestingly that although the guards may have reacted to tales of hags in a quizzical manner, or usually back home, if you would have led with that kind of a comment, there would have been some skepticism. Father Petrovich takes it in stride of course, yes, hags that you destroyed that were imprisoning children. Did you destroy the entire coven? No?
No.
I see.
One
I
was
see.
alive.
And
Well, she was not in very good shape, but she did get away, unfortunately.
I see.
But we burnt their lair to the ground.
He comes over to Pinion. You are a gnome, correct?
Yes.
Excellent. Would you permit me to examine you?
Examine me how?
Mostly with my eyes, but I can sense that you have a affliction. Would I be...
Yeah.
Excellent, sir.
I'm just tired. I just am really tired.
I do not think so.
Says you?
Indeed, says me. I am... Please, when you come to the hospital, you listen to a doctor. If you come to a church and the priest says that you are infected, perhaps he knows.
I'm not trying to be rude, but the last priest guy that we met let us into a mine and then almost had us eaten by his kid.
And who is this priest?
Father, oh, I don't know. I think his kid was Doru?
Father Donovich.
Bitch. Sounds right.
He is a minister, but he is not a priest. You watch as he holds up a amulet that has a sun on it, and and begins to speak words of Arcana and casts. Seems to be casting a spell at you, Pinion, and it didn't actually go into. Yeah, it did. You find yourself no longer exhausted.
Greater restoration does it, not lesser.
Well, you're an asshole. You feel that is
Something that's still exhausted.
the priest touches you, and all you have is the feeling that you've been molested. That's all. But the lesser restoration that he casts on you is essentially to identify whether the ailment that you have is of a supernatural origin or if you're just tired. If you were just a little bit tired, the magic that he used might have restored you to your vigor. But he tuts and says, the surviving hag, they can be persistent and malicious and
I had to put this with it.
they are she is attacking you from the ethereal. Do any of you have the ability to see into the ethereal? Does anyone have the ability to do see invisibility?
I happen to.
You have the ability?
I can. Yeah, I got these. I got these special goggles that I can work on, and yeah, I could. I mean, it's kind of like a wizard spell, but mine's a lot cooler.
I would recommend making sure that before you go to bed tonight, that you use these goggles and make goggles, and make sure that there is no presence that is with you. I would also offer you, if you do see a presence, my door would be open to you as a sanctuary. This type of evil usually cannot enter into a hallowed space.
Okay, that sounds good.
There may be some.
Is it?
There may be some individuals who are, how do you say, rule lawyers and Pharisees who would say that maybe that is not accurate, but these people cannot be trusted. They are shady. They are tricksters.
I just want a comfortable bed and a good night's sleep.
I would recommend going to the Blue Water Tavern. They are good people there.
Okay.
Wait, let's see what else he has for spells. Hold on one second. Father Petrovich, though, while he is talking to you at some distance, seems to be maneuvering in order to be able to try to get a closer look at Sir Arthur, and then also seems to be glancing off in another direction. Somewhat because you see everything, you do notice that there is a tapestry that actually depicts a dragonborn with a flaming sword above his head, and it looks suspiciously like Sir Arthur. And you just see kind of like Father Petrovich kind of looking between the the tapestry and Sir Arthur, and kind of like sizing him up as if he had been the model for the tapestry on the wall. I just realized that I didn't give Rovin a long rest, so he is currently still bloodied for some reason. Stop being bloodied. You're fine.
I forgot to take a long rest myself.
All right.
I thought the level up made us take a long rest.
A level up would normally require a long rest. However, I think that mechanic is stupid. Because I don't understand how exactly that works. That in order to become more powerful, you need to get a good 8 hours of sleep. That's not what I've seen in anime. You know, all you need to do is get your ass kicked to the point where you realize that friends are the ultimate power, and then you gain like 2 levels, and you are able to restore to full hit points and defeat the big bad evil guy.
Hey, the RPG that I used to play, Diablo 2, every time you leveled up, you went full health and full mana, and everything came back.
Right.
So I agree with you.
Right in the middle of the fight, right? It's like,
yeah.
Earth Angel. All right. So walking back out in the streets, you do see the movement of people back and forth. You do get Father Petrovich points to where the Blue Water Inn is, and you can see it there down the road. Is that where your next destination is, or do you have plans to first go and check out any shopping or anything like that?
I wanted to ask him about the Morning Lord.
Indeed, young lady, the Morning Lord.
I was wondering how much gold we all have.
It is your first time at the church. We do not expect a donation. That is for individuals who have a desire to actually be a part of the flock. I do have some knowledge of the world outside of Barovia, but I have read books. I have done studies of, and I have seen travelers that have come through that are not from this world, and they have talked about gods, deities. There are no gods in Barovia except for the Morning Lord. As you can imagine, when you are besieged by a devil, the devil Strahd, that resides in Ravenloft, and you notice that unlike many people that you have encountered, he is not scared to call out the devil, and with confidence declare the evil of the ruler of this land. He continues, though, when you are besieged by children of the night, it is the morning that is the greatest source of salvation. In the sun, it is the living that have power, and during the night, it is the undead that prey upon the living. And the Morning Lord protects us, and his power is blocked by the evil that corrupts this land, but we are able to bring the light, and those who abide by a code of life and of love are those that serve the Morning Lord, and those that do not seek only power and the use of power to subjugate others. And there are many, even within the walls here of Valaki, who serve such powers. But for me and for my house, we serve the Morning Lord. And the candle lights and the sconces of the chapel of St. Andrew seem to burn a little bit brighter, and this seems to be one of the first places that you have found in Barovia that seems to be on antidepressants. Although still fragile, it is the most warm place that you have found so far in Barovia. What questions do you have about the Morning Lord, my dear? I'm sorry. I went into my elevator speech for gathering new parishioners. I should have allowed you to ask maybe a specific question.
Well, I just don't. I know the name, but I don't know much about him. So I was just curious to know a little more. Has he always been here? Has he been here since like the beginning of Barovia?
The history of Barovia is one of being cursed. Even its history is tainted by that curse. We know that this land was once a place of life and of thriving, but it has become a prison, and the one...
Was it cursed?
Go ahead.
Was it cursed by Strahd, or is he the curse?
The prison was created for Strahd, and we have found ourselves trapped in his prison. We are victims of his fate, although we do not deserve it. We are trapped the same way that he is. Even our souls are trapped here in this place. Where do you believe, madam, that your soul will go when you die?
She's got to think about this one. That's not really like part of the teachings that the druids gave her.
Well, the druids told you that that your soul would become part of the collective good of nature, that a part of the force that causes seeds to sprout and are present in the cycle of life and death, and that you would become a steward of it even in death, as you are in life, but would be able to ascend to a place where all life is thriving, and that there is no more suffering. That's what they taught you there.
Okay.
For Sir Arthur, the idea of being able to go to the land of doors and be able to ascend into the if you had lived a life that was that was holding to your oath that you would ascend into a place of greater power and purpose and be able to be a protector and a steward, brought into relation with Helm and with Tyr. There is but Father Petrovich says, whatever you do, I hope that you will find your way home, because to die in Barovia is to be imprisoned. Your soul will forever reside in Barovia. And it will find its way into the next generation of those that suffer here in the shadow of the dread Lord, Demon Strahd. Thank you very much for visiting St. Andrew's Chapel. If you have any questions, we do have services every night at sundown, where we have individuals that continue to pray for the morning to return. And if you have any need of healing or restoration, obviously I would be willing to assist you with those issues. And I very much appreciate you stopping by, especially you, sir. What was your name? And he points at Sir Arthur. What was
Sir Arthur.
Sir Arthur. Any title to go along with that? Perhaps the Ascended Majesty of the Morning Lord. Anything like that?
Sir Arthur, Sword of the Morgan, which translates to Sword of the Morning.
Aye. Indeed it does. Indeed it does. Yes. The Bringer of the Morning. Excellent. That is, that's pretty much what I thought. So we will definitely see you later, Sir Arthur, Bringer of the Morning Lord. Yes. Okay. I appreciate you all stopping by. Please make sure to take one of our complimentary cookies on the way out.
All right. Good day, sir.
All right. Where to now?
Got to go to the inn or the tavern, Blue Water Tavern.
The Blue Water Inn. The Blue Water Inn is a solid and imposing two-story structure in the center of Vallaki, with thick stone walls and a slanted roof. The main entrance is a sturdy wooden door that opens into a small vestibule. A couple of villagers stand outside the inn, huddled in whispered conversation. They cast curious glances at anyone who passes by, but otherwise keep to themselves. The air is thick with the scent of wood smoke which billows from the chimney and hangs in the air around the building. A raven calls out before fluttering away. The muffled sound of voices can be heard from inside the inn, suggesting that it is bustling with activity. A wooden sign above the entrance bears the image of a blue waterfall. There is a gentleman that is watching you from a distance. And it is at first noticed by somewhat, because he notices everything, that this individual has on what appears to be a glove that is like a bear talon type of glove, but Miev, when you look at his bear type glove, you realize that is not the glove of a bear talon, but it also does not appear to be his actual arm or a glove at all, but he seems to have. It almost appears that he has had his arm hacked off, and a demon hand infused onto the stub of that arm, and you can see tendrils of necrotic infection that is creeping up his arm, and he stares at you intently as you are walking to the Blue Inn, but doesn't seem to be interacting with you at all, other than just to stare you down. As you walk into the Blue Tavern Inn, there are people that are bustling about, and there is someone who is getting ready to perform. There's a bard that is getting ready to perform. Who is it that we've decided usually takes the lead on doing the talking when interacting with new people? Because it seems like there's always a just rush of all of you trying to talk at the same time whenever you meet somebody new. So we will say that Niev has started to decide that if there's going to be talking that needs to be done, she'll move up and do it first, and she does so with a couple of glances. There is a woman with kind of auburn hair turned away, and a moment where you're like, oh my gosh, that person looks really familiar. And then as she turns to greet you, you are face to face with Tatiana, the barmaid that you rescued or attempted to assist home. And then, Miev! It's me.
I'm gonna kind of reach out and touch her and see if she's actually real.
Yes, it's me. I am glad to again see you. I've continued to have those crazy premonitions, and I thought that maybe I would have never seen you again when Strahd took me away and brought me to his castle. But now I am working here. Funny enough, as a barmaid, like you had said that you saw your friend doing. That is so interesting, isn't it?
It is so crazy. It's like a whole circle.
It is like a circle. Look,
part of the circle.
Look, you found the barmaid. You found the barmaid. I am safe. I'm no longer being. I think it was you were walking this Tatiana woman home, but because she was afraid of a dark shadowy figure, but I am safe now. I was able to get away from Ravenloft, and now I'm starting a new life here in the Blue Tavern Inn as a bartender, just like your friend Tatiana was. And you realize that this woman is Irina, the one that you had attempted to save from Strahd as he attempted to steal her away, and she seems quite happy in her new role as a bartender at the Blue Tavern Inn. And that is where we are going to end tonight's session, and we will see you next Sunday when you all take turns singing karaoke at the Blue Tavern Inn. So everyone should have a song picked out. You don't actually have to sing it, but I just would like you all to pick out a song that you feel like represents your character, that you request for the bard to sing while you are there at the tavern. So this would you don't actually have to pick out a. It's like any song out there. This is the song that kind of that is the anthem of my character. All right, that is your homework for this week.
Got it.
All right, we will see you all next Sunday.
Yeah, that's
Good.